Hari Om to everyone. This is your English teacher Santosh Rani, and today I am going to explain you about Wind Song, lesson number 4 of your English textbook. Let us go to this warm up page, children. So look at these three pictures here. The three pictures of three birds: hummingbird, raven, and owl. Hummingbirds are the smallest birds in the world. They can flap their wings 20 to 70 times per second to stay suspended mid-air like a helicopter. They are the only birds which can fly backwards and upside down. Ravens are even better than parrots at mimicking human speech. They can also imitate the sounds of car engines when they live in forests. Ravens often imitate the calls of animals to confuse them. Owls can rotate their heads about 270 degrees to their left and right. Being short-sighted, they depend on their powerful sense of hearing to locate their prey. As they can also detect the height at which the sound is made, they can calculate the exact location of their prey. Here, children, listen. Birds and animals often play an important part in our daily life. Yes, human environment and relaxation, adding life to nature, sustenance of plant life. Watching birds add life, sound, and color to our lives. Watching wild birds is often a diversion from the presence of our daily lives. We even value birds that we personally will never see. It is comforting and uplifting just knowing that our world includes birds that can offer joy in our lives. So this lesson is related to a bird, canary. The girl, Rachel, she is going to buy the bird. Let us read about the bird, canary. See here. Look at the lesson, children. I am going to read it for you. It is on page number 45 of your textbook. It was a hot and dry day. The wind howled in the plains. Rachel sat on the bed, hand stitching a quilt she had just finished, when the door swung open and her father came in. What Rachel was doing? Rachel was sitting on his bed and she was just stitching a quilt. It was a colorful, beautiful quilt. Okay, it was hot and dry day, and just when she has finished stitching it, door swung open and her father entered. So by this we can understand that Rachel lives in hot place. Yes. Hot day out there, he said, wiping his forehead. Rachel ran to him and proudly showed him her masterpiece. It was a cheerful quilt with neat stitches outlining the colorful squares. Here, so father said that he was sweating. Children, he wiped his forehead. It was hot day, like that he said. And Rachel, she ran proudly to show her masterpiece to him. What is masterpiece? A work of great skill. She has done very beautifully that quilt. Yes, she has stitched very beautifully that quilt. It is colorful. It was a colorful quilt with neatly stitched, colorful squares. That's a mighty fine piece of work. He nodded. Let us go into town this Saturday. You can show off your quilt. I have got a sack of onions ready to take to the market. So by this line we can understand that her father is a businessman and he is going to sell his sack of onions in the market. So he asked the little girl that she too can accompany him so that she can show her piece of work. What is a piece of work? Yes, that quilt which was stitched by her. Yes. When they want to go on Saturday. On Saturday, the family excitedly drove to the nearest town, 20 miles away, and stopped at the general store, while her brother and sister explored the store and her parents spoke to the grocer. Rachel wandered to the doorway to look at a bright yellow bird in a cage. It hopped from perch to perch, rarely standing still. A man who has stopped by was also watching the bird intently. It listens to the wind, he told Rachel before walking away. On Saturday, then family they were very happy. They drove to the nearest town. Children, why did they do? Yeah, they drove to sell their onions, and their father has taken mother and both children also. Okay, so while her brother and sister, who are brother and sister, Rachel and her brother, they both explored the store. Exploring means, yeah, seeing what all the things are there available. And her parents, they were speaking to the grocer. Rachel wandered to the doorway to look at a bright yellow bird in a cage. So Rachel saw a bird in a cage. It was yellow in color. It hopped from perch to perch. It was keeping on hopping from this corner to that corner. It was not standing still. So a man also stopped by who was also watching the bird intently. He too stopped there and he talked to Rachel. He said that it listens to the wind. He told this to Rachel before he walked away. Yeah, look at the next page, children. Her parents appeared a moment later. At the same time, the little bird lifted its head, swelled its chest, and sang out a joyous trill. Rachel saw her mother's face light up with delight. So at the same time, a moment later, her parents they came there, and that same time, what the little bird has done, it lifted its head and swelled its chest and sang out a joyous trill. Trill means musical note. Okay. Rachel saw her mother's face light up with delight. Rachel looked at her mother's face, and her mother was very happy after hearing that sound of the bird. Quietly, Rachel traded her beautiful quilt for the bird. So Rachel, when she saw that her mother was very happy to listen to the sound of the bird, so she traded her beautiful quilt for the bird. Means what? Traded means what? Exchanged. Yeah, she gave her beautiful quilt and she took that bird. Rachel has exchanged her beautiful quilt for the bird. Next paragraph. Back home, the little canary entertained them endlessly. They called him Sir Gallant because he battled with the wind. The louder the wind, the more loudly he sang. The competition was so fierce that sometimes everyone burst out laughing. Sir Gallant lifted their spirits, turning dusty days into sunshine days. So they returned home, and the little canary, yellow color bird, it entertained them endlessly. Means they were very happy for having that bird because it always kept on perching from moving in its cage, and it was not keeping still and singing. The louder the wind used to move, the more louder it used to sing. So the competition was so strong that sometimes everyone at home used to laugh, yeah, but they used to burst out in laughing. So they named it Sir Gallant. They started calling it Gallant. Gallant means, it's a meaning glossary. You check, children. Here it is given a reference to the bravery of knights in the olden days. In the olden days, if the knight soldier, if he is brave, then this title used to be given. So that's the reason, because it was like a brave bird. So the reason is that they have started calling it Gallant. Sir Gallant lifted their spirits, turning dusty days into sunshine days. This sentence means, so because of this bird, they started living happily. The boring days became happy, laughing days. Yes. Let us go to the next paragraph. Rachel often thought about what the man in the store had said. She had heard the wind, but unlike the canary, she had never listened to it herself. Now, when she tried hard, she could hear music in the wind. The music was faint and hidden in the background, and she needed her imagination. But it was there. If she truly listened, she began humming the sounds she heard. "That's a pretty tune," her mother commented one day. "What song is that?" Rachel did not reply, unsure how to explain, and her mother did not press the question. Soon she too began humming. Rachel often used to think about that man in the store once who said to her that, yeah, what did he say? It said that it's talking to wind, yeah, about bird. He said about bird. So he is listening to wind, like that he said, yes. So she too had heard the wind, but she could not hear it like Kennedy. She had never listened to it herself. Now, when she tried hard, she could hear some music in the wind, and the music was so faint and hidden in the background that she needed her imagination. She started imagining about the wind, how the wind is making some like a music song. But it was there. If she truly listened, she too started humming. So that's the once when her mother heard from the humming of that little girl, her mother commented that what song is that? But Rachel could not reply because she is not sure that what is that song and what is that humming, what is that music. So mother also did not press the question, means did not ask her repeatedly and forcefully. She did not make her, and soon she too began humming. Here the music was faint means here very low, and got understood, children, this paragraph? Yes. Let us move to the next paragraph then. One afternoon, Rachel noticed the Kennedy sitting motionless on his perch. "Is Sir Gallant sick?" she asked in alarm. So one afternoon when she came to the bird, she saw that Kennedy is not moving at all. Actually, this is not the habit of Canary. Yes, Canary keeps on moving. It never sits silent, but here she is sitting silent. It's not even moving. Is it sick? Is Sir Gallant sick? Like that she asked the question loudly. "No, it's just a dark day outside," her mother reassured her. "It's all be raining soon, and he probably does not feel like singing." See here, children. So, mother replied to her question, saying that maybe because it is dark outside and the weather is not good, and maybe it's going to rain soon, and maybe that is the reason she does not feel like singing, and that is the reason she is very silent, like that mother has explained to her. See here, children, Rachel, she was worried about the changed behavior of the bird. She realized that something was wrong with the canary, because when she noticed that she was sitting still in his cage, as the bird usually hopped around even when it was not singing. It used to be hopping, but here it is very still, even not moving. Let us see the next page of this lesson. But Rachel knew that something was wrong. While Sir Gallant stopped singing from time to time, he had always hopped about his cage. She went to the door and looked outside. It was very quiet. No wind or sounds of birds or prairie dogs. She saw black thunderclouds stacked high into the sky. There was a heaviness to the air and a prickly feeling. See, children, look at this. Rachel, by seeing the changed behavior of the Sir Gallant. So yeah, children, Sir Gallant never used to keep quiet. It used to keep hopping, right? So by seeing this behavior, she was very worried, and she went outside to the door and she looked outside. It was very quiet. No wind, no sounds of birds or prairie dogs. Prairie dogs is a kind of ground squirrels in North America. The story took place in North America, children. And she saw black thunder clouds stacked high. Stacked means here piled. So many black thunder clouds have come into the sky. So there was a heaviness to the air and prickly feeling, something different she felt. She felt something danger, yes. So the man's words echoed in Rachel's mind. It listens to the wind. So what was the man's verse when she has when she was at market looking at this bird? Yeah, he said that it listens to the wind. So by this she has understood something. Rachel thought about Sir Galen's odd behavior and the angry thunderclouds and how strange it felt. When she listened carefully, she caught a faint rumble of thunder. So when she too started listening carefully about to the wind, and she could feel that strange some sound, and she listened carefully and she caught a faint rumble of thunder. Rumble means a deep continuous sound of thunder, and she could understand that something is going to happen. Suddenly, Rachel knew they were in danger. Mother, she shouted, it's a tornado. See, she has understood that they are in danger, and she shouted at her mother. She called her mother. She alarmed her, alerted her that it is a tornado. Immediately, the family ran to the cellar at the side of the house. Rachel ran to the fields to warn her father, shouting and waving her arms. See, children, tornado, a violent windstorm that moves very fast in a circle or like a funnel extending from the clouds to the ground, causing great destruction. So Rachel came to understand that this is a tornado is going to come. So immediately she warned her family, and she ran to this. She took her family to the cellar, and Rachel, she want to go to the fields now. She went to fields to warn her father, shouting and waving her arms. What's wrong? He yelled. Father asked her loudly. What's wrong? Tornado, she shouted. So she alerted him also that tornado is going to come. Sorry. I don't see anything, but I can bring in the animals. I will come back to the house with them. No, there's no time. As they ran to the cellar, rain drenched their bodies and a thunderous roaring pounded the air. See, father said that I don't see anything, but I can bring in the animals. But he brought all the animals. I will come back to the house with them, like that father said. Then the child, Rachel, said that no, there's no time. And when they were moving, it already started raining, and they drenched, means they got wet, and thunderous roaring pounded the air. Pounded means ripped through the air with great force. Thunder means lightning, yes, with loud sounds. The tornado lasted only minutes, although it felt like hours. When the family finally emerged from their shelter, they were relieved to find their cabin intact. The animals had escaped the tornado, but their fields were destroyed. The loss of crops would make things more difficult, but they felt happy to be alive. They were safe because of a little yellow bird. The tornado lasted only for minutes. It came only for minutes, although but it was like hours, because the family finally came out of this from their shelter. They were hiding there in the cellar, and they were relieved, means they felt grateful, very happy to find their cabin intact. Intact means unharmed, yeah, no loss. And cabin means their house, okay. And the animals had escaped the tornado, and their animals are also alive. They did not get any, yeah, hurt, but their fields were all destroyed because of the rain and wind. The loss of crops would make things more difficult, but they felt happy to be alive, because the loss of crops, it's difficult for them, it's making difficult their life, but they are happy that they are all alive, and they are very grateful to this little yellow bird, and they felt that they were all safe because of this little yellow bird. So Annie Carroll Moore was born in 1871, and she has expired in 1961. American writer and champion for children's libraries. She demanded the children be treated with respect and as a separate individuals, and set a high standard for writing stories for children. In 1960, she was awarded the Regina Medal for her pioneering work in children's library services. The lesson is written by Annie Carroll Moore. Your children, just go through the lesson, read the lesson. Have a nice day. Bye.